welcome. Today with me in the studio is the star cast and the director of Shiv Shastri Balboa. Also, I'd like to mention it's a film I've seen, and the trailer itself has been receiving rave reviews. It's a heartwarming, innocent, sweet film which inspires everybody to look at life with a very positive viewpoint. And who to take this? None other than Anupam Kher with me in the studio, sir. Like I said, the trailer has been received very, very well. So give our viewers a sense of what they can expect when they go out to watch Shiv Shastri Balboa.
Well, I think as you've described it very well about the film, it's not a slice of life, it's a spice of life film. It's a film about happy people, about unhappy situations of life, possibly. It's about courage, it's about adventure. It's about not stereotype people into old age, middle age, etc., etc. It's a film which takes you, starts you making notice of an extraordinary person in an ordinary man. Shiv Shastri ji is a very ordinary person. Balboa is because he is a Rocky Balboa fan. That film made a difference to his life when he was down in the dumps. And his philosophy of that it's okay to fall down as long as you can get up, is that which Shiv Shastri believes in, and also Anupam Kher, the person, also believes in.
That is exactly what my next question is going to be to you about. That you know, that's your philosophy of life, and you're also producing this film. Was this also a reason that you decided to make this film yourself?
When I read the script and I attached my name with the film, I thought that I must put an extra weight to the film by also being one of the producers of the film. Because it's only when you are out in the sun, you can also either get the amazing sunshine or you can get burnt. But you have to take a risk. And I want this script by Arjun compelled me to take that extra risk. And I'm happy. And we are here to promote the film because the film has in its... The heart is beautiful. Heart is the richest heart of this film. But because of the nature of the film, we have to take it to the audiences. Once they get into the theatre hall, we are sure that they will like the film. Like you have seen the film and you have not told us still how you have liked the film, because you are keeping for the end. I
kept it for the audiences, which is why I'm telling them that I absolutely loved the film when I watched it. And like I said, that through the course of the film, that whole feeling of wanting to get up and like face life and take it hands-on, you know. I mean, that's the most beautiful part of this film. In fact, coming to you, Ajay, and you've also written the script. And what was the journey like? What inspired you to write this story? And then you went to Anupam Kher when you approached the other actors.
Yeah, so this has been inspired by my own personal life. I live in US and my parents used to visit US, and they were at first when they came, they were very excited, you know, that my son is settled down in US and all that. But slowly the boredom started to kick in because, you know, I go to work early in the morning. So they were left by their own at home. And that's when I realized that in India, whatever said and done, we have a social support mechanism. We have friends, neighbors who check on you, talk to you. Those are the things we actually miss when you go to something like in America, and that's what happened. And the second thing, what I also wanted to address is basically there is a cultural stigma about age and growing old, which is very South Asian, Indian, I would feel. So this film is also the reason why I wanted to address that issue and figure out the whole idea about retirement can be a process of retiring yourself and getting on a new journey. So that was the basic idea that I started doing the film, and my luck would have it, Mr. Anupam sir was at that point shooting a series called New Amsterdam. That's another thing, he's very popular even in US, so we would always have a crowd of people, even the bikers, they were very excited. Oh, Mr. Kher is in the film, so that's how I got all the bikers to audition for it. So it was a fun process. From then on, he was more than an actor, he was a mentor trying to help us, and here we are with the film coming on February 10th.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, Nargis, I wanted to come to you because you started with Rockstar, then you know, during the course and the influx of OTTs especially, you know, now it's no more about leads and semi-leads and playing the heroine, etc. Now it's more about the character you're playing, the story you're a part of. So is it that you're too choosy about your scripts, or is it that there are other priorities, and what really had you have a bent to this film?
Well, first of all, I think that the OTT platform explosion happened during COVID because we were all stuck in one place and we couldn't get out to go into the theaters to see films, which definitely changed the entire dynamics globally. As we all know, that whether you were in America, Europe, or India, we were getting to watch international films, so people's taste in movies and web series or TV series have changed now, which I think is absolutely great. So I think I'm coming back at the best time. COVID is over. I'm coming back with this beautiful film, which I know everyone's going to love. You're going to bring your family February 10th. You're going to watch Shiv Shastri Balboa, and you're really going to leave the theater with a big smile on your face and inspired. But coming to the fact with me, being choosy, I think before COVID it was different, and then obviously you have I had a different journey, and now that I'm here again and I know that there's so many more characters that I can choose from, there's more stories that are being told, I think there's no limits now, there's no more boundaries for me. I'm willing to explore different characters and different roles and hopefully be a part of different types of film or web series. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And exactly what I was telling you, Sharif, that in this film the best part is that every character is and plays that very important role in turning the story and taking it forward, and that is exactly what you do again in the film. Tell our viewers, I don't want to give it all out because I've seen the film.
I don't want to give
exactly.
But yeah, I have a very interesting character to play in the film, and my name is also very interesting. Cinnamon Singh. He's a huge Honey Singh fan. so like Honey Singh is Cinnamon Singh, an aspiring singer, and also runs a gas station in a small town in US, and has a very gorgeous girlfriend who's way beyond his league. And we are having some issues because of our parents, as in her parents, because they're not approving of me because I'm a Desi, and so I take Anupam sir and Neena ma'am as my parents, and we have a family dinner, और वहाँ पर जो चीजें होती है, you have to just watch the film for that, because I don't.
Favorite scene, by the way, one of my favorite scenes. Yeah.
So again, coming back to you, like we were saying that, actually, I want to ask you this first. Would it be right to say that now you're the appropriate poster boy, the most favorite poster boy, because you yourself have said that 519 films down, 30 years on, you are reinventing yourself. And today, you're raging on with the success of Kashmir Files and then Unchai. You're expecting the same with Shiv Shastri Balboa, and the fact that you're leading these films and people are loving watching you like this, and they are loving your characters.
Well, I'm very thank you for saying such wonderful things, but that's because the audiences are ready to accept somebody in my group to see them as a leading man, and are appreciative of it, and can be a commercial hit, whether it is Unchai or whether it's Kashmir Files, or for that matter even Karthikeya too. But the best part of it, that these roles are written by youngsters. It's not a retired man, 60+ person who is writing a script about a 60+ man. Arjun is much younger, and he's decided to write. The other film that I'm doing, I'm lucky to be in the times where I have played important roles, but now I'm also the so-called poster boy because of the commercial success of my previous film. Having said that, I pray to God that this film gets as much success as my other earlier films. But even if something does not work, life is not going to stop, because Shiv Shastri Balboa's, Anupam Kher's life does not stop. It goes on, because the best thing about me as a person is that I'm not really scared of failure. Once you are not scared of failure and you're an eternal optimist, it's a lethal combination. Then you can do anything. Then sky is not the limit. You can go beyond that sky. And experiments, I don't want to call it an experimental film, it's a hardcore commercial film. Our only issue is to somehow get the audiences in the theatre. And for that, a person like you can help, means you in your job, and also the conviction with which you can say that this is a beautiful film.
I do say that.
Yes,
I totally second that. Because I've seen the film, I can say that. In fact, Ajay, I wanted to ask you this because I thought that the cast and the choice of cast is very, very interesting in this film. Jugal Hansraj, Narges, Sharib, of course, and your chemistry with Neena Gupta is, I mean, one can't have enough words to describe how beautiful that is, and I think that sails you through. Was this cast always on your mind, or like did it just happen through the way?
I think it was a combination of many things. One, I was lucky, of course, that Anupam sir came in and joined the thing, and then Neena ma'am joined. One of the things I really appreciate about Narges and Sharib is when you look at the script, their character comes way long, almost after the interval point of the film. So I was a little worried going to them and giving them the script. But they said, the first thing they both told me is that I really love the story and that's why they are doing the film. So, yeah, I mean, and also there is another important, Jugal again. I still remember Anupam sir posted a picture with Jugal in New York. And that's when I realized he's in town, and then I said, okay, this is the perfect...
I dug him out. I dug out Jugal out of his cocoon. He was living there. He did not get... I was in New York for 1.5 years. He had not gotten in touch with me. So I found out, I called up the consulate and I said, "Mujhe Jugal Hansraj ka number do." And I fired him. I said, "What's wrong with you? We work together. We did Papa Kehte Hai together. We get karma. I acted in the film you directed. Why?" So he's a shy. He said, "नहीं, मुझे लगा." और मैंने सोचा ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो बोलते हैं कि मुझे लगा मुझे फ़ोन करना चाहिए था मुझे लगा मुझे मैसेज भेजना चाहिए था मगर वो ऐसा नहीं करते हैं एंड थैंक गॉड now Jugal is the busiest actor in OTT platform over here. He's doing 3 series.
Yes.
But you did not mention that you were making a poster of the film much before he started. Tell them.
Casting. Yeah, so I generally write early in the morning. So it's the hardest thing to wake up at 3 o'clock, especially in New York winters, to start writing at 3. So I had drawn a poster just to inspire myself, and I put it up on the wall. And I will eventually put it on my Instagram handle or something, and I showed it to Anupam sir too. That guy, so it was a poster of bikers with tattoos and everything, and then there is this elderly couple riding with them, and they exactly matches Anupam sir's look on the film. So, but the hardest casting for me was the dog. We went through 30 dogs to eventually, figure our Casper out. But he has done an amazing job.
He was the most spoilt co-actor I have ever worked with. He was so pampered.
Yeah.
He used to not give a single shot without his lady who was accompanying him, giving him some fish thing, etc. The most difficult thing in the world is to work with pets and children, because when they are on the screen, nobody is looking at you. So even yesterday, when every time Casper, that's his name of in the film, he was saying something, everybody will say, "Oh God,
yeah, that's true.
ये बहुत होता है. हम इतनी एक्टिंग कर थक गए हैं, हमारे को देख के कोई नहीं कर रहा."
Only if you could also get him for the promotions.
We did try to, but visa नहीं लगा उसको.
How important his role is. But sir, even in the film, like you say that how there is Ramayana and there is Mahabharat, there is Rocky.
As 3 epics.
Yeah, the 3 epics. And like, how can one not know about Rocky? And needless to say, it is literally a lesson of life for, I mean, one can only imagine how many. Yeah. For you also, Rocky Balboa, I think as a concept was always there. And when this script came to you, you were excited about taking this on for the very reason that to juxtapose the story of this couple and with the whole idea of Rocky's concept of life. Like, was this the ideal script for you?
You see, we all get affected by cinema, especially in our growing years. We see, when I was very young, I used to love Dara Singh's films because they were about victory, they were about power, they were about Jadoo, Lutera, I remember his Lutera, Tarzan 303. And Rocky is not only a boxing film, it's also about inspiration. It's about उसकी जो उनका जो वो quote है कि गिरना तो ठीक है पर गिर के उठना बहुत important है. And that resonates with my own life. I've seen my whole play, कुछ भी हो सकता है, which is based on my life, is based on my failures. I talk about my failures, and that's what is inspiring. When I used to read autobiographies of Chaplin or anybody else, that's what used to inspire. Also the background score, which you used to play in the shooting, in the rehearsal, which we could not use, which have not used, was very inspiring. Uska background score, Chariots of Fire ka background score. So cinema has played a very, very important role. Yeah, and Rocky Balboa has played an important role. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I will do a film where the title role will be called Shiv Shastri Balboa. Means why really kuch bhi ho sakta hai.
Yeah.
You know?
And also considering how you're heavily into fitness, and the poster, like you said, was most interesting and eye-catching, because there is the face of a common man.
Yeah.
Under that is a chiseled body with the gloves on, and then, you know, of course, with the bike. So it was very intriguing from the word go to what is this film about, and the title again becomes so interesting in that sense. I want to come back to you on this, but Nargis, like we were talking, and he says once a teacher, always a teacher, and I think that's his approach pretty much on sets. Otherwise, during the promotions,
Even
he's
offset,
always
including offset. It's always, yeah, whether it's on set and we're shooting or even offset, he is so lovely and so, I guess it comes from the heart. Like, he genuinely wants you to be better and do better, and always gives you good advice and a little piece of whatever his experiences in his life that he shares with you, so you can be better, so you can go out, you know, with
They will
knowledge.
be relieved once they finished with this promotion, because even in the car I'm telling them, even in the car I was telling them, pick up the key points, key words, talk about inspiration. I know, but they're wonderful. They're very wonderful.
But no, seriously, I think like it's great when someone who's so experienced actually wants to share his knowledge with you and give you advice and insight. Some people don't bother, but because he's a teacher at heart, and as you know, the school, and you're part of the school, so yeah, it's genuine. So that's why it doesn't bother anybody, because we can feel that it's coming from a good place. He's not, it's not ego, it's not telling you what to do, it's simply sharing, as you know, people who are older should share, because us youngsters don't know everything. They know way more. They lived life more years on this planet than us, and he's done many different things in life.
So one more, while on the camera I'm telling you, next time you want to use the word for me, experienced, not older.
Oh yes, experienced. You know, I'm still working on my vocabulary, even though English is my first language. My vocabulary is a little weak.
Yeah.
But you know, at times I surprise you though, right? Sometimes I really bring it home. I'm like on point, right? And then there's times we fumble.
And
so
you should say the same Hindi sentence here also today.
Oh yes, I'm so very lucky to be. Oh, aapki shakal bahut sundar hai. Oh, I've been wooing the ladies.
Has that been said in every studio?
Yeah,
that you're going to?
unfortunately, I
No,
feel
but she has said it only to two other people.
Two other, yeah.
She's
so.
very
But
sure.
she said it after you told her to.
So the
Everybody
women
wants
seem
her to
like
speak
it.
in Hindi.
Yeah.
Everybody wants her to.
They want.
That's
No,
just the
don't stop
right
fishing
line.
for compliments. She
No,
said it. Just say thank you to her.
Thank you so much. I must say, everybody in our office was very excited that you're coming, and they'll get to see you and meet you. So you can only imagine how people want to watch you.
Yes, and I'm so grateful that they do want to watch me. Thank you, all my fans. Mwah.
Sharon, for you, what was the most interesting part, your learning lessons through this film?
First of all, working with Anupam sir has been a big learning experience for me, and the one thing which I took from Anupam sir was the passion. It has to be there, like always, and a life without passion is like no life at all. So I really admire him a lot, and I've seen him like since I was growing up, and I'm really glad and fortunate that I got to be a part of this movie, and I got this opportunity to work with him. Though we did a film together, it was called Jab Tak Hai Jaan. We didn't have any scenes together in the film, so this was the first. So ek tarike se, this is our second film.
That's right, but we shared a lot of screen space together. It was wonderful to be working with them. I get inspired by the passion younger actors also have, because it's only when you think that I know everything, you stop growing. So I never think that I know everything, and luckily this profession, acting, has no syllabus. You can carry on and still there will be millions of ways of creating an emotion. But when I work with people who have done lesser work than I have, then their sincerity and wanting to get it right is so infectious. And that was what I felt when I was working with Sharib and when I was working with Nargis. Trying to be. The first day I remember Nargis came on the set. She's confident, she's beautiful, she has walked the ramp, she's performed, she's a star. But that nervousness with which she walked with those donuts towards us was so endearing. You feel like protecting the person as an actor. One of the reasons that I opened my acting school 18 years back was when I was working with newcomers, Ajin, I used to feel that such beautiful faces, but when they have to speak lines, they are nervous, they're dying. And I was so protective. I used to say, oh my God, kar lo, theek ho jayega, don't worry about it. And that's why I decided that I will open an acting school where people can sort of act confidently, anchor confidently.
18 years.
18 years, yeah.
Yeah, that is wonderful. And you know, the one thing that always amazes me about you is...
She's a very fine actress also.
Oh.
Yes,
Thank you.
No, that's true.
But you know, the one thing that amazes me most about you is the fact that I don't know where you get this energy and how you're so driven every single day of life. And you just get that, and you know, people choose different paths, but you, of course, you love your craft. And while in your personal life, you're discovering so much more, exploring so much more, even in terms of your physical health and all of that. You say that playing a common man is the most difficult thing, and that is exactly what you're doing in this film as well. Your body language, the way you've played this character says that.
It is.
Why do you say that it is difficult?
Because it is difficult, because there is, and I was very conscious while doing this film, because the film does have a heroism in it. He, at the end of it, he could have done the same scene कि मैं तेरे को लेके चलता हूँ इंडिया के जहाज में बिठाता हूँ, but he has to remain that man. So I had my father in my mind. If he was doing Shiv Shastri, how would he do the whole thing? Because common men and common people are not looked back again. They just pass by you. Millions and thousands of people are passing by you all over the place. You don't look at them. There has to be some quality about them. There has to be something the way they are dressed. I just wanted to do this role of Shiv Shastri Balboa as in the most ordinary person, but with who by the end of the film finds this extraordinary courage. Because you need to inspire people. There are very few people, very few movies you get as an actor where not only you're entertaining them, but you're also inspiring them. And I think I've reached that stage of life where I want to mix up both these emotions. That I want to love what I'm doing and at the same time inspire people.
And the beautiful part and aspect of this story is the equation that you shared with Neena Gupta, and I think that was again must have been one of the challenges, because you had to get that right. It would not justify the story if that would not come out right. Of course, you've done a play with her, you've worked with her extensively, but for this story and the equation between the two characters, how did you work through it?
I mean, they both have worked with each other for a long time, so that was the easy part. But when I started writing the film, I wanted to keep it the nuances right. See, for example, Elsa is from South India, and the Shastri is from Madhya Pradesh, and one is a retiree from a bank, the other one is a housemaid. So these people would not have met or talked to each other if they were in India. right? But once you go out of India, all those differences, all these boundaries fade away, and you are just Indian. You know, you basically look for a friendly Indian face. So those are the minor things, and luckily for me, I had to find actors to play the role. So that job was easy. It is just trying to get those characters right, which was the hard part for me.
Also, I think he'd written the script so brilliantly that the lead, with all not means that way, the two actors who are throughout together, you will never feel that there is a possibility of a romance here. That is the balance which was very difficult as an actor, but he had done that job so well for the actors that it's you feel that ये दोनों दोस्त बन सकते हैं और दोस्त बन गए. पता नहीं इस फिल्म के ख़त्म होने के बाद क्या शास्त्री ने एल्सा को फ़ोन किया होगा पूछने के लिए तुम कैसी हो, without any sense of longing that I miss you, etc., etc. And that's, I think that's the magic of the script.
And he really did not need to, hesitate in approaching us because we have smaller roles. Because
you don't have a smaller role, it's a fabulous role.
Fabulous roles, yeah. I immensely loved my part, and in fact, very rarely us actors get to be a part of a good script. And very rarely we come across a good script. And as soon as we get that, we like grab onto it. So, हमने तो मतलब एक second नहीं लिया जब पढ़ने के बाद में कि यार I have to do this film, irrespective of the length or though I do have a beautiful part to play.
I'm sorry, given the paucity of time, as much as I would like go on and on, but your word to the viewers, to the audiences who are going to be watching.
So in this whole interview, I saw you smiling, talking to us warmly. I think that's also because you saw the film. So that is a reason enough for your viewers to watch this film. But also it's a film which will make you find your own courage. It's a film which will make you find your own extraordinariness. It's a film which will come out from the theatre with a smile on your face, warmth in your heart, and a little tear in your eyes.
You want to say this?
I completely resonate with us, with him, and it's a small film. End of the day, so we need all your support. Please come out February 10th to theaters.
10th Feb.
Yes, and watch
10th Feb. 10th Feb.
February 10th.
10th Feb.
10th Feb.
We say that over and over again.
Yes.
Shiv Shastri Balboa.
Only in theaters. Please
Only in
don't
theaters.
think that it OTT platform पे आएगी तब देखेंगे. चलो जागो देखो. सुयेशा ने देख लिया है, इसको बहुत अच्छी लगी है.
Bilkul, that is true. That is, and I mean, I think it's absolutely unmissable, like we say, for the very reason that अब हम theaters में जा रहे हैं, picture देख रहे हैं, weekend पे, that feel good factor, and I think for all those people who are feeling low or feeling otherwise about life, this is just what you want to watch. And this is just what you will connect with the most, I
Wonderful.
think.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you
thank
so
you
much.
for talking to the public. Thank you.